If there was ever an example of Republican leadership and vision, Ron DeSantis tops them all. Guys, take a look at this. Florida Department of Education bans critical race theory from classrooms. His recent wins, Ron DeSantis's, prove that he recognizes the times that we're in. All right. He is more than ready to fight fire with fire. There is an old conservative principle, guys. There's an old conservative principle that says that has been the bedrock for conservatism for decades, and this being small government. We're now in a time where conservatives have to understand that we don't need small government necessarily. We need good government rooted in constitutional truths, rooted in protecting the individual and individual liberty and individual freedoms. All right. For example, some people may think that DeSantis is overreaching with his laws here in Florida that ban private companies from being able to require a vaccine ID for things like travel. All right, take the cruise lines, for example, here in Florida. Some cruises wanted to mandate vaccines, all right, or you were not going to be able to board the cruise ships. All right, DeSantis's law pushed back on that mandate with thousands of dollars in fines if the cruise lines asked for vaccine IDs. This is an example of good government. Now, take, for example, the old idea of what conservatism used to be, small government. Conservatives in the past, even conservatives today, would say, oh, that's not our business. Let's not intervene in the private sector. Let's adhere to this principle of small government. Let's get out the way. Let the private sector do what it does. Okay, we're not there anymore. We need people in power to be able to say, hey, I know that I'm in government, but I know that your practice is violating people's individual rights. For you, as a cruise company, which specializes in vacations, are going to try to then put on a hat and say, oh, we know what's best for healthcare. We want to mandate all of these vaccines, or you can't get on here. No, we don't want you to be in our lives in that capacity. Cruise ships, we want you to let us aboard, let us enjoy a vacation, and let's move forward. All right. So this is good government when people who are understanding that people's individual liberty is supreme. All right. Like Ron DeSantis has acknowledged time and time again, this is why good government is now taking the place of small government. All right. And I think this really shows that Ron DeSantis, he is the new age conservative politician that understands the times that we're in. All right. He sees the battlefront in the culture. He sees the battlefront with wanting to indoctrinate our kids with critical race theory. All right. He sees all of these things. He sees the threats of mob violence. All right. If you want to look at another win and another way he understands the times that we're in, he recently passed the anti-riot bill, which he said in Florida, we are taking an unapologetic stand for the rule of law and public safety. We are holding those who incite violence in our communities accountable, supporting our law enforcement officers who risk their lives every day to keep us safe and protecting Floridians from the chaos of mob violence. We're also putting an end to the bullying and intimidation tactics of the radical left by criminalizing doxing and requiring restitution for damaging memorials and monuments by rioters. All right, so there you have him coming out and saying, no, we're not going to let you just dominate the culture. We're not going to let you dominate private sector with the vaccine mandate. All right, now he's able to get another win by persuading and showing the Florida Department of Education that if you let critical race theory in these schools, if you let this leftist doctrine into these schools, you will be aiding in state-sponsored racism, guys. So this story coming to us from New York Post. Before we dive into this, make sure you join the journey to 5,000 subs. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified anytime I make a video. And let's just look at what good government's good governance looks like. So Ron DeSantis bans critical race theory. Florida Board of Education bans CRT in public school classrooms in a unanimous vote on Thursday, despite a polarizing debate on the controversial topic. A new amendment by the board blocks topics that distort historical events, naming CRT, the 1619 Project, and lessons that minimize or deny the Holocaust. Government Ron DeSantis, who bashed CRT for months, opened the meeting and urged board members to pass the measure, which was expected but faced fierce opposition from some critics. Some of this stuff is, I think, really toxic, DeSantis said in a virtual appearance. I think it's going to cause a lot of divisions, he added. I think it'll cause people to think of themselves more as a member of a particular race based on skin color rather than based on the content of their character and based on their hard work and what they're trying to accomplish in life. CRT views racism as systemic in societal structures, but critics say the concept forges a narrative that shows ethnic and racial divisions. DeSantis said the lessons would teach children the country is rotten and that our institutions are illegitimate and that it is not worth taxpayer money. In a lengthy meeting in Jacksonville that included more than 24 speakers, many voiced concerns about the ban, with members against the ban gathering outside the doors, according to First Coast News. At one point, a chant broke out among the pro-CRT people at the meetings. Allow teachers to tell the truth, they repeated, prompting the board to take a break during a portion where members of the public were allowed to speak. The Florida Education Association Union pushed back on the measure and called it politically rather than educationally motivated. Students deserve the best education we can provide, and that means giving them the true picture of where they're of their world and our shared history as Americans. Union President Andrew Spar reportedly said, hiding facts doesn't change them. Give the kids the whole truth and equip them to make up their own minds and to think for themselves. Now, if that was the case, guys, if critical race theory was just one, like, hey, let's go ahead and just give you the option to believe this or not believe this, that's not what they're doing. What they're doing is they're trying to push this as objective truth. They are trying to say, without a shadow of a doubt, that everybody with white skin has privilege, has more privilege than people with darker skin. That is not a negotiable. That is non-negotiable in this theory. This theory teaches that. This theory pushes that. If you deny that, that's because you are a white supremacist. Okay, so no, this shouldn't be put out there. Oh, let the kids, make up their own minds. Okay, that would be good if what you were teaching wasn't so deceptive and divisive. Then maybe we could allow young children to be able to be introduced to this type of brainwashing. But guys, as you see, Ron DeSantis is getting win after win after win. All right, banning CRT, anti-riot. All right, coming against the cruise lines, coming against big tech. Ron DeSantis is showing us how to lead if we are Republicans, how to lead if we are conservatives. All right, there's no more time to say, oh, let's small government get out the way, let's hope everything works itself out. No, because what's happened is conservatives have taken a back seat on running government, and now leftists and other radicals are in control, trying to push their agendas, when all we have to do is step up and say, no, that's not good. I actually have a better idea, a better vision, and it's rooted in let's treat each other by the content of our character, not by the color of our skin. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna leave that right there. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified anytime I make a video. I will see you good people on the next one. As always, guys, God bless. Peace.